Jonathan Lee Riches investigates. Do we have a COVID crisis going on in the Alex Murdaugh trial? It has been brought to the judge's attention that 2 jurors on the Alex Murdaugh jury has COVID. I think that's a big deal. They have COVID. I'm going to play to you a clip specifically. That trial is a long trial, goes all through the day, but I got the clip right where the judge talks about COVID and the jurors and what the courts might or might not do regarding jurors with COVID. And I'm going to share this clip. Check it out.
We have some matters with the jury, with 2 jurors who have tested positive for COVID. And they will not be able to continue. They've confirmed the positive tests by sending them to the clerk of court, who has forwarded copies to me. And I've spoken with each of those jurors, and they are one is symptomatic, and one had a cough and sore throat, and they've both been relieved. So we have 2 alternates, 2 alternates that'll become part of the regular panel. So we'll need to do that this morning. Any comment?
Your Honor, and after great consternation, having just gotten over COVID myself over the Christmas holidays, and did a little studying on it. My understanding is that if you've been exposed to somebody with COVID, it can be up to 5 days before you exhibit symptoms. My only concern is that we don't create a train wreck with this jury that's testing negative now. And in an abundance of caution, should we not, and I hate to use the word delay, but that's what it would be, till some health professional will tell us that if they were exposed last Friday, when they were together, they would show symptoms or test positive by Tuesday or Wednesday. I mean, I'm not trying to, trust me, it's an economic disaster for us to continue.
We've had a doctor who came and tested them this morning, and who recommends that they be tested again on Wednesday. And she is a doctor who fully understands the CDC guidelines and other precautions, and so your concern is being addressed by the court.
Are you going to keep together between now and Wednesday?
Yes, and we've recommended that they have agreed to wear masks, as everyone in here probably should, other than the essential people who have to talk all the time. But my focus primarily is with the jurors. Of course, our camera person, I noticed they tend to wear masks, and most others do not. And some clerk personnel. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, my only other concern is, well, I understand the clerk of court is out with COVID.
Yes.
And one of her...
And her staff, they've been tested and they're all negative.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I want to make sure that this, as you do, that this jury does not infect each other, and then we're in a position none of us want to be.
Or infect me or you. We all have that same concern, and the jurors are aware of that, and they have a positive attitude about it, and according to the doctor who administered the test to them this morning.
The last question would be, do you have masks? That I didn't bring a mask. Do we have
I have one right here, and my clerk has one right there, and we have a few others in the back. You're welcome to have one of them if you would like to have it. The clerk staff, she's going somewhere. Are you heading towards masks or something?
Are we good? Yeah. Okay, we're good, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Waters.
Yeah, I was going to echo the same concern that, if we have the 2 who are released and then we have it kind of spread through those that are remaining, and again, this is not what I want to do at all, if some sort of delay to see what happens, because in talking with the defense as we first heard about these issues, I think we were both in agreement that we would rather, if forced to delay a little bit rather than end up with a mistrial and be unable to continue at all. And that would just be my only point that I would raise at this time. And we could have two. If we go ahead and release them, then we could have some others become symptomatic, and we just have to wait a few days for it to run its course. But that would be my only thought and recommendation. But obviously, you've had a doctor come in here and discuss a course of action.
And Your Honor, we would concur that, and again, trust me, I'm not interested in delaying this at all. But what I don't want is to run the risk that we have a mistrial because they all get COVID or they all get symptomatic. It just seems to me if by Wednesday they'd know, it might be prudent to adjourn for a couple of days. And I'm not questioning your decision. I'm just concerned that we not, and if they have masks on, that's great, but when they go back in the jury room to drink the water or have lunch or whatever they're going to do, they'll have those masks off. It's not 100%. I caught COVID the first week of the second week of December. It took me 3 weeks to get over it, and I don't want to lose this jury.
We don't want to either. And again, if we were going to do that, I would say then with the two that have tested positive, we would, at least keep them in the bullpen, I guess, until we figure that out or see what happens over the next couple of days.
The two with COVID, they have been released from jury service, and here's the mask carrier is right behind you there. Yeah, fortunately, we selected, wisely selected 6 alternates, and we'll be down to 5 or 4 following 3 following the release of these 2. And of course, we have no way of knowing. We just have to take precautions, as we all do, as we navigate through life during this period of time. And we need 12 to deliberate, so that's the goal. That's why you have alternates. Of course, anytime you have a trial that's protracted, that goes on and on and on and on, then you run a natural risk of attrition, and which we are experiencing.
So they bring in alternative jurors. Will this trial stop if more jurors get COVID? What about if they run out of alternative jurors because more jurors get COVID? Will they delay the trial? Will they start the trial over? Will they declare a mistrial if more jurors get COVID? We know that COVID spreads very quickly. I personally had COVID once, and I take vitamins. I take these vitamins, B12 vitamins, vitamin C, allergy relief medicine, and I've been pretty good since. But COVID is a big deal. If you're sick, you need to rest, take lots of fluids. I can't see how a juror could be on the jury if they have COVID. So what's going to happen here with the case? Is it going to proceed as planned? What happens if another juror gets COVID remains to be seen, but keep an eye out on the Murdaugh case. Will the lawyers for Alex Murdaugh use that as an opportunity? Now, some conspiracy theorists out there are saying, oh, the defense is purposely spreading COVID to the jurors. Do you buy any of that? I personally don't, but do you? Do you think this is a scheme from Alex Murdaugh's $1 million defense team? He has a lot of money, and a way to get a mistrial so the prosecution has to start all over. Who knows? Subscribe to my channel, like, hit the notification button. Check out my Alex Murdaugh playlist. I was there the first week of his trial. I plan to go back. I'm covering this case. I am viewing this case. It's a long, long case. I personally think Alex Murdaugh is guilty. What's your thoughts on Alex Murdaugh? We'll talk soon. Everyone be safe. God bless.